President Ramaphosa has officially received the first part of the State Capture of Inquiry report. It was handed over yesterday afternoon by Acting Chief Justice Raymond Zondo. It's very wordy, it's very thick. I'm sure you'll see some of those visuals in a moment. Let's get reaction. I'm joined by former Scopa Chairperson and African People's Convention Chairperson, Themba Godi. Hello to you, Themba. Good to have you with us. All the best for the new year, by the way. I don't think you and I have spoken this year. Over 400 days, over 300 witnesses. This is only part one. I'm not sure how much you've had a chance to get through. It's very lengthy, very wordy. But what do you make of what you have seen so far?
Well, thank you very much, and Happy New Year to you and the crew there. Thanks for having me. Well, I think everybody was now sort of exasperated. This has been going on for a long time. It was an expensive one, over R1 billion or so. And so it was that yesterday was sort of like everything coming to a head. You are right. The 3 volumes are quite huge. I haven't been able to go through all of them. My sense would be that I would have wished that a single report was released at the same time. But well, it is what it is right now. The parts that I've read so far, I think for me, the question that comes out is, what is the difference between Zondo's report and the annual reports of the AG? Because all you are talking about there are procurement irregularities, the activities of this or that individual. But for me, when I look back, it's almost like a replay of a lot of the things that we dealt with. It might just be minor, some of the details that are there, but by and large, it is dealing with the things that were dealt with. And if the reports of the Auditor General had been acted upon, maybe we would not be where we are right now.
We're asking a viewer question this morning, Themba. Maybe you'd like to weigh in on this, and I think it's quite a big talking point. The average South African, those who aren't trained in law and understand how state capture inquiries work and government works, are asking the question, is this going to make a difference? Once part 2 and 3 come out, all the big names will be there, all the implications will be there, all the accusations, etc., etc. Do you get a sense it's going to make a difference in the fight against corruption when it all comes to a final end?
Yeah, I think that's a very critical question beyond all else that is there. Any difference that is going to be made? Well, I think the president yesterday said that once the report is released, the various organs of state who are empowered to act on whatever will be in the report are empowered to do so. And that is the fundamental question, whether they are going to act or not. And lastly, the fact that the president said he will in June come with a comprehensive response of government on what to do with the report. I think that is also going to be the critical question, because at the end of the day, yes, we've had the commission, we've seen people appearing, they have named names, but then what? I think that has been our fundamental weakness from the work that Scopa did, from our interaction with the Auditor General. That has been the fundamental weakness, the lack of action on those who have done wrong. I want to believe that public pressure and the fact that the media is talking to these reports will put sufficient pressure for government to act on all those who have been implicated, and even those who have not been implicated, but that are known through various reports, the need for action, because that is what we have been lacking all along.
Let's ask the elephant in the room question, because we're busy watching visuals at the moment, Themba, of the Acting Chief Justice handing over that very hefty state capture report, part 1, over to President Ramaphosa, who formed part of this state capture inquiry. What do you make of what could be implicating the president and his reaction to that, saying that he is able to take himself out of that when he feels that he is in conflict, I think the word was, out of a position of conflict? How does the president handle this? Remembering, of course, that a lot of the people implicated, he would have had some connections with as deputy president, possibly less so as president, but certainly himself as the president has been brought before the State Capture Commission. How does he handle this? Final question to you.
Well, Gareth, that was the pertinent question I asked yesterday. That there have been people who have, under oath, implicated the president. How does he take himself out of such situations, and how does that assist the perception that he's going to be an impartial implementer of, the recommendations from that commission? It will be very interesting to watch how the acting Chief Justice has dealt with the accusations that have been leveled against the president. Then you're going to have people, if he feels that the president was not implicated seriously, then you'll have people say, well, you whitewashed. If the president is implicated, then how does he preside over that report? I think these are questions that should have been answered before yesterday. The Chief Justice should have gone out and said, I'm handing this over to the president. I've made a determination. The president is clean. Therefore, I'm handing it over to him. Or I found the president to be implicated. Therefore, just like Professor Thulima Donsela said, President Zuma cannot appoint the chairperson of the commission because he's implicated. So it was logically that the current president cannot and should not receive the report and lead action on it when he himself has been accused and implicated throughout that commission.